There are over 2 billion active users every single month on Instagram. And by far, the best way to reach them is not through creating viral organic content, it's by running targeted Instagram ads. Instagram ads allow you to target people who are interested in your product or service without having to rely on the ups and downs of the organic algorithm. And that's going to allow you to get new leads and sales for your business every single day. And if you are relying on the organic algorithm, you're probably experiencing these ups and downs of inconsistency because you can't predictably have your content or have your product in front of a certain number of eyeballs every day. And that leads to the spikes and then the crashes and the spikes and the crashes. So setting up very simple Instagram ads, which I'll share with you in this video, can really help you stabilize the amount of leads that you're getting every single day that become sales and new clients for your business. To further emphasize this, I want you to think of like organic content almost as Mother Nature, right? Mother Nature is gonna rain whenever it wants to rain, okay? We can't control that. If we can, I'm unaware of it. Maybe the government can. Joking. I'm not into conspiracy theories. But we have no control over when it rains, right? When it rains, the grass will grow in our yard, right? But if it doesn't rain, what happens to the grass? It dies because it doesn't have water, unless we use a sprinkler, right? If I use a sprinkler, I can predictably water the lawn at a specific rate that's going to allow the grass to grow at a sustainable rate without letting it die, okay? I want you to think of paid ads as that sprinkler, okay? You can still use the sprinkler and Mother Nature's rain together, right? That's totally fine. Most people do. And you can do the same with organic and paid marketing. Paid marketing will give you your steady base of this is how many leads and sales I'm getting on a daily or weekly basis. And then organic content will have those spikes and those ups and downs when you create something that goes quote unquote viral, or Instagram just blesses you today and wants to give you more reach. So ultimately, we want a healthy mix of organic and paid ads to really grow and scale a business. So what I want to do in this video is I want to show you the 2 ways to run Instagram ads. We can run these directly through Instagram, or we can use Facebook or Meta's Ads Manager. So I'm going to share with you in this video how to use both and good rules of thumb on which to use based off where you're at in your business. Now, before we jump into how to run them, let's clear up a couple of paid advertising, I'm going to call myths out there. Myth number 1 is that you need thousands of dollars a month to spend on ads to make money back. This is just not true. I have a lot of clients that spend just like $10 to $15 a day to get started. And the first strategy that I'm going to share with you today is how to do that. Okay, so you don't need a huge budget. You can get started at $10, $15 a day, and that'll start giving you some more consistent eyeballs on your offer. Myth number 2, you need to be making at least $10,000 a month before you start running ads. This too is just simply not true, okay? Because if I don't have a following or an audience, how am I supposed to get business outside of just like, cold DMing and cold calling and stuff like that? Paid ads will be one of the fastest ways to test your messaging, to test your offer, to test the market's response to your product. Okay, so you can get started as long as you have a validated offer that's, aka someone's bought it from you in the past, and you have a solid sales process. Myth number 3, you need 3 to 6 months before you start seeing results from paid ads. Now, that's also not true, but there is a little bit of truth in it. You should be able to see a return on investment within your first month of running ads. If you start running ads, you should get leads within 2 days, okay? 3 days at the max, okay? And typically sales by the end of the first or second week. But it does take you 3 to 6 months to optimize to have a better return on investment. And when I say better return, I'm saying at least a 2 to 4 times return on cash. That's going to take 3 to 6 months. Okay, when you're getting started, you should be able to make your money back month 1, if not month 2. That's the goal. I want to at least be breaking even on month 1. All right, and myth 4 is that it's hard to run ads and you need someone else to do it for you. That is simply false. The first time I hired an agency was when I was spending over $30,000 a month on ads. So when I was spending over $1,000 a day was when I started saying, hey, this is becoming more like a full-time job. I need help with this. But if you're getting started and you're spending, $100 or less a day, do not hire an agency. Okay. It's very simple. It's just a couple buttons and clicks. And if you're already creating organic content, you can create ads. Okay. And I'm going to show you in this video from start to finish how to do that. So let's go ahead and jump in, and we're going to go over method number one. Method number one is going to be boosting posts on Instagram. Now, I used to give the advice to not do this. I said, do not do this. You don't have any control over targeting. It's going to be terrible. You're going to lose money. But I tested that theory and I gave it to a lot of my clients. And I noticed that if they were spending less than $30 a day, that the boosted post strategy actually worked really, really well for them. And then once they surpassed that $30 a day, which comes out to about $1,000 a month, then getting into Ads Manager, which is the version 2 that I'll share at the end, is the better alternative. But to get started and to start getting leads and new eyeballs and awareness for your product, you can do that just by simply boosting posts. Okay, so to do that, we're gonna jump into my computer and we're gonna do this from desktop. Okay, so I'm on my computer here, and one thing I wanna just to mention is you can boost posts directly from your mobile phone. But there is a surcharge fee now. Apple now is saying, hey, we want to cut of that. And Apple is taking 30% of a fee on top of your ad spend if you boost directly from the app. So the way around that is to go on desktop on your computer and boost posts from here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that from start to finish right now. So on my screen, this is Instagram.com. A little productivity hack or tip here. Get newsfeed eradicator. You can put it on Instagram and Facebook, and it'll just like clear out your newsfeed. So if I come on here, I could just be on here just for business to send messages, post content, but I can't see it. So very helpful pro tip there. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to your profile on Instagram. When you pull up your profile, there's going to be a button in the far right corner that says Add Tools. Go ahead and click Add Tools. And as this loads, it's going to have all the ads that I've had running or I've ran in the past. And what we're going to do to set up our first ad here, we're actually going to boost a existing post. So before we get to this step of like how to actually run the ad, all you really need to do is make an ad that promotes your service or promotes a lead magnet, and you're going to post it on your normal Instagram account. Okay, you're going to post it normally and let that sit for 24 hours. Okay, what that's going to do is it'll build up some organic social proof. You'll get likes, comments, shares. And then what that does is when I actually do boost it, it gets it better results. And the type of ads that we found that work really well for these boosted posts are carousel ads. So the current one that we've been running since November right now, it's a carousel ad, and it's a Twitter style carousel ad. And it just teaches people how we grow our coaching business to $100,000 a month. So it just says, here are the 4 things that we do to grow our business and make this amount every single month. And it just gives them value. Like we post on social, we send these many emails, we post on YouTube, we do this much on ads. So everyone kind of knows, oh, this is their marketing strategy. Cool, right? So you can do the same thing, just providing value to your audience, or you can make a more direct ad that is speaking directly to that person saying, if you're experiencing X, Y, and Z, click here to learn more about blank. Personally, what I recommend for this, because it is so low budget at $30 a day, I really like providing value and driving people to the page. It gets us the cheapest lead cost and the most amount of volume. And when you're spending less than $30 a day, you want volume, okay? You want volume, all right? So what we're gonna do here is we're in here, we've already made our post, it's sat for 24 hours. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna go boost content from your profile, okay? We'll click this, and now all of the posts that we've made are gonna be available here. I'm going to boost this one. Again, this is a carousel one that's providing a lot of high value information, so I'm gonna go next. And then what's gonna pop up here is it's gonna give you 3 goals. Goal number 1 is to get more profile visits. Goal number 2 is to get more website visits. Goal number 3 is to get more messages. Now, if you're using the strategy that I shared of providing very high value, actionable tips to get more followers, we're going to want to optimize it for profile visits. If, on the other hand, you made a very direct ad with a call to action for a lead magnet or a call to action to learn more about your services, you're going to select more messages. Okay? If you're doing personal branding or if you're a coach, I would test both. But again, I'm finding a lot of success with boosting very simply for profile views. About 10% of the people that come through will follow you. And then all you do simply is just shoot them a DM and have a conversation with them and invite them to a call if they're looking for your services. Very, very easy way to start running paid ads. Okay, so because this is a high value piece of content, it's not direct, I'm gonna select more profile views. And then when I come down here, it's gonna give me the option to target. So rule of thumb, if you already have a lot of followers, like I'm gonna say if you have 1,000 followers or more, and the majority of them are your ideal clients, leave it on automatic placements. Okay, that just from our account performs the best. If you don't, then you can go to create your own. And then what we want to do here is we want to pick the location, right? So if you're a brick and mortar store, like a physical location, you can just type in the address of your clinic. I live in Austin, Texas, so I'm going to put Austin, Texas, and then it tells me the population size. So if I'm a brick and mortar, I'm just going to put Austin, Texas, and I'm going to put the age demographic of the people that I work with. So let's say 35 to 50 or 35 to 55. And I'm going to run that as is. No more exclusions. That's it. Don't target interests. It's going to make the audience too small. Okay. If you're not a physical location and you are an online coach or online service provider like myself, all we're going to do is we're going to type in the number one country that we do business in. Okay. So probably United States, if you're watching this video. I do get some people from the UK who follow, but we'll do United States. And then for this audience is too big. Okay, we want our audience typically to be around 1 to 10 million. 50 to 57 million is just too much. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add just one interest and see if I can't get it down to that. So because I do online coaching for physical therapists, personal trainers, nutrition coaches, just people in the health space, I will probably let's do health and fitness. Okay, health and wellness. Okay, that's still too big. So I'm gonna try to find a smaller one. Close enough. Okay, close enough for this. Unfortunately, if I add more, I believe, to this, so let's just do CrossFit, it's gonna actually make the audience bigger, and I don't want that. So I typically just pick one audience from my computer. So I'll push save. United States, people who like healthy diets, and I'll find that age range. So for me to make this a little bit smaller, I'll probably I actually work with most people who are 30 to 40. So that's perfect. I could even do 30 to 35. Yeah, I could probably do that and be fine. Okay. And then audiences, I'd leave all. Okay. So very simple. What we're doing here, very open targeting. We're not trying to target a very specific group of people with this. We want to have this be a little bit more broad. When we get into the second stage, which I'll share with you towards the end of this video, we can get much more honed in and dialed in on the audience. But for this strategy, we find better results when we keep the audience just a little bit bigger. Okay. So let's say that this was the audience that I chose. I would just name it, US, and then I would name the interest healthy diet. And then I would do 35 to 50. And then I would do gender. I would just do M and F. Okay. So we just want to name it for exactly how it's set up. Okay. If that was the case, I push save, and then you'll see that's the one right there. Okay. I've done this a couple times. That's this one here. And you would do that again if your audience isn't already your ideal clients. If it is, just pick automatic. And long-term, you want to use automatic. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to go down and we're going to select run this ad until paused. And then we're going to set this budget at $10 to $30 a day. Okay. That's what we find that works best. With the budget of $10 to $30 a day, if you're optimizing for followers, like we did for this value post here, we should get anywhere from 20 to 30 followers a day. Okay, 20 to 30 followers a day will come in from that. And about 30-ish% of those should be quality followers, and reach out and have a conversation with them. Okay, that's the play. Now, if you decide to optimize for messages and you're going to provide a free training or a lead magnet or just more info on your offer, the results are going to be different. Okay, typically when we're doing messaging ads, we're going to get leads for anywhere from $5 to $20. So if you want 5 leads a day, you need to spend at least 25, if not $30 a day to really get enough volume from that. Okay, so that's how you would launch a Instagram ad on desktop. Again, rule of thumb here, if you're spending less than $30 a day, do this. If it's a service-based business, do this. I really like profile views, but you can also test messages too, okay? That's it. You push publish, this thing is gonna get published, and within a couple of hours, it's gonna get approved and you're good to go. Now, the second strategy is gonna help you really scale, okay? The second one's gonna really help you scale. It's gonna be running ads from Ads Manager. Okay, so now we're in Ads Manager, and this is the second version. This version is going to help you scale from spending $30 a day or $1,000 a month upwards of $100,000 a month or more. This is where you're really going to be able to dial in and hone in your advertising dollars, okay? The first strategy that I shared with you guys where I only recommended profile views or messages is going to be a lot more tedious. You got to be responding to messages back and forth. There's going to be a lot lower intent. And whatever you do on the last one, do not pick send to website because you can't track what the heck happens at the website. That's a waste of money. Don't do it. With this, you can. Okay. With this strategy, there's going to be 2 things that I'm going to encourage you to test to figure out what is going to lead to more customers. Number 1 is a lead magnet. Okay. If you're an online coach or a service provider that coaches online, consultant, then a free training works really well for this. If you're in a service provider where the education component doesn't really make sense, your lead magnet could be a coupon for percentage off, or even just an offer to say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about your service. Okay. So how we're going to set those up is through Ads Manager, and I'm going to walk you through this step by step. In addition to the 2 things that you're going to test, there's also 2 objectives that you can test. Okay. And the ones that work the best right now on Instagram are going to be engagement ads and ads for leads. Okay. If you're selling a product or anything like that, like guest sales is going to be the thing. Most of the content that I create is around coaching, consulting. So we do a lot more messaging and we need more leads to book calls with versus direct sales. Okay. If you do have a low ticket product or anything like that, you will be setting up the objective in the sales campaign. Now, when I first work with a coach, consultant, someone online who has a service, I almost always start them off with messenger ads. And that's an engagement campaign objective. And the reason for that is that you don't need to have a landing page. You don't need to have a follow-up series. You don't have to have a website. You can just run ads directly to your Instagram DMs for people requesting the resource, okay? Or requesting more information about your services. This thing can get launched in a day. Where if you have a website and a funnel, that could take you 1 to 2 months to set up and you're not even sure if it's going to be optimized. So if you're brand new and you're now getting into ads, I would encourage you to start with messenger ads first. Do that consistently, understand how the platform works, then start building a sales funnel, okay? So I'm going to give you a demo of what you would do to set up with a messenger style campaign. Okay, this works really well for online service providers, or just it could be local brick and mortar service providers too, but not sales. Okay, you don't have a low ticket offer. People aren't buying directly. So what you're going to do is you're going to select engagement campaign. You're going to push continue. I'm going to encourage you to do manual placements right now. Those seem to be doing a lot better, and we'll push continue. So when you open up an ad inside of Ads Manager, there's going to be 3 locations or 3 shells. Shell number 1 is going to be your campaign shell. And all that's sharing is what is the objective of all of the audiences and the ads that are going to be underneath here. We selected messages. So because we selected messages, that's what this is going to be helping us do. Set up messaging ads. Okay. So whenever I name this, I just name it optimized for message. And then I'm gonna promote this. I'm gonna pretend this is a free training, and I will then put the date as well. Okay. So this is a very simple naming convention, April of 24. Okay, very simple. When I come down here, there's going to be a button for Advantage Campaign Budget Optimization. I actually like using this feature. And what this does is I could create multiple different audiences, and it's going to separate and spend that over the different audiences so I can set my budget for the day here. So I like keeping it on for the purposes of this video. I'm not going to break down like how to test multiple audiences, any of that. So don't worry about it. If you do want to see what that looks like, I'll actually have a link here to another Facebook ads training that I created, and that's going to be here. So just click that somewhere up here. Okay. So we're going to do campaign budget on, and then we're going to jump into the next shell. The next shell is called the ad set level. And here in the ad set level is where we get to choose our targeting. Okay. And because we're running this on Instagram, this is also where we're going to choose our placements. So think of ad set as placement. Where is the ad going to be shown? And then also audience, who's it going to be shown to? So inside of here, you'll scroll down and you'll see you got to select the Facebook page. You got to have your account set up right to have all these things connected. Okay. So you can already see, what do I want? I'm messaging. Apps is my optimization. I want click to message. Great. And because I'm just running this on Instagram, I want to select just the Instagram here. I don't want to select Facebook Messenger. Okay, now we get down to the budgeting section and schedule. I always like having my campaigns start in the morning. So today is the 2nd. If I was running this, I probably would just set it for tomorrow morning. Okay, now we jump into audience controls. Okay, this is new and I'm going to share with you the best thing to do right now with this. Instead of using the Advantage Audience Plus, do this instead. Switch to original audience preferences. And this is going to say, hey, but your results could be 30% cheaper using Advantage Plus. What I found is that the lead quality isn't as good as I want it to be yet. So I still use the original audience settings, and I currently encourage that for all of my clients as well. Okay. So when you do that, it's going to pop up here with audiences, and you can also set age range, genders, all of that stuff here. This is way better and superior to the first method. Okay. What you can do here and what we typically encourage is to upload lookalike audiences. So if you've had 100 customers or clients, you can create a lookalike audience. So to do that, and this is what I encourage almost everybody do to start, okay? Even if it's a lookalike of your existing Instagram followers, do that, okay? It's gonna give you higher quality results. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna create new lookalike audience. And for this, we just need a source. Okay. And the source, this is where you would upload your, if you had a customer list, like of all the clients you worked with, their name, phone number, email, you can download it as a CSV file, and then you can throw it into lookalike audience here. So when I do that, I could just come over here, I could pick customer list, and then from here, I can upload all of the contact information of my clients to build that lookalike audience. Okay. If I don't have that, like I said, I could just go to Instagram account and then I could pick my name and I could do a lookalike audience of anybody that's engaged in my account in the last 365 days. Now, I probably wouldn't choose this one. I would actually choose somebody that I have sent a message to. I found that that one's better because all the people who come into my account who are new followers, who are leads, I message. So I've actually had some pretty good success with this lookalike audience. And this is what I would do too if I was you. Okay, so let's just call this lookalike of messages. Let's do IG messages. And then I'll also name it 365 days because that's how long the time frame is. So similar naming conventions, the other one, just have it be what exactly it is. Okay, so I would push create audience. All right, so I had some technical difficulties. So let me just show you what's gonna happen when you do that. So what we do is we come here and then that audience that we just created, we just select. So right now, mine's giving me a little bit of issues for demo purposes, but you should see once you've created that audience, Instagram messages, 365 days right there. So you'd click it. And then once you click that, you would then choose your location and have it be United States. I mean, United States, if that's where you live, most people are. And then we'd have a 1% lookalike of the IG messages above. And then you just push create audience, okay? And what that'll do is it's gonna give you an audience that looks exactly like the people who you've been messaging on Instagram, okay? Now, if you have a customer list, that's gonna be even better, higher quality because those people have already paid you money. The second best would be like a list of all the sales calls you've had. Upload that and say, I want to find people with 1% of this. Okay. So I know I have in here a 1% of website visitors. So I'm going to use that one for the rest of this demo. So I've got that in there. I've got a 1% lookalike of website visitors, and I'm going to turn off Advantage lookalike. I don't want that. I just want this. Okay, just want this. This is going to broaden out your search and give you a little bit less quality people, and we want high quality. Okay, coming down to locations, we want United States, and we want to change the age demographic to just the age that we serve. So what I typically serve, like I said, 30 to 40 year olds is the age range that we serve the most. So I'm going to go ahead and set that there, and all genders. Great. So you'll notice here, my audience is a lot smaller, right? Because the first strategy that we shared of how to run Instagram ads is by boosting posts. And that's going to be between like 5 and 10 million. Here, when I'm trying to get leads who are reaching out to me for my service, I want them to be a little bit higher quality. So our audience size typically for this is going to be between 1 and 3 million. So this one's a little bit on the lower side, but close enough to that 1 million mark. Okay. So once we've done that, we'll then come down to placements. Now this is where if you want to have them the ads just be right on Instagram, you're going to want to click manual placements and just confirm that only Instagram is selected. That should be the case because again, up here, we selected Instagram only. So that should happen, but I have seen sometimes in some accounts where it'll push people from Facebook to Instagram or vice versa. So just double check to make sure that only Instagram is selected there. Okay. So once we've set up the ad set, which is again, placement and targeting audience, we're going to name this as well. So I'm going to call it O message, same thing. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to name it based off of the audience that's selected. So for right now, I have 1% lookalike of website visitors and 30 to 40 male and female. Okay. Really clean, really simple. Okay. So that's all you do there. Then next, we're going to jump into the ad level. Inside of the ad level is where you're going to actually put the image and the text for your ad. What I want you to think about this is like if you were to make a social media post, you got an image or a video and you've got caption. The same thing is happening here. Nothing's really different, okay? And for these, I typically just name them ad 1, ad 2, ad 3. And I'll typically have 2 to 3 ads in one ad set. And that allows the algorithm to kind of figure out which one is going to do better. That's why I'm also a huge fan of like once you're above $30 a day in spend to jump in here, because we can have multiple things going at once versus us just having all of our eggs in one boosted post, right? I can have multiple variations in here. I can have multiple headlines, multiple captions, multiple images or videos to choose from with that budget of 30 to 50 bucks a day. And the algorithm is going to work for me to find me more leads and more people who want my services. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we've got our ads set up. We're going to move all these things around. We're going to exit that. And we're going to come down to create ad, and we're going to create the ad in here. We're going to deselect multi-advertiser. I don't want my ad being placed on places people won't engage on. I think it's a waste. And then when we get to the creative section here, this is where we get to upload a image or a video. Okay. I'm going to choose a image just for simplicity. It looks like I already have an image in there. And this is an old ad. I don't think I actually ever ran this ad, but this is just a text ad, right? This is a text ad saying, hey, if you're a physical therapist or chiropractor and you want to grow coaching online, here is a free training on how to do that. Okay, so that's the type of ad that is running here. Again, this is a messaging ad, so they're going to be prompted to DM me a certain word. Okay, so that's the image I'd have here. And then the primary text is going to be the caption underneath the Instagram post. Okay, typically, I'm just going to give you some good rules of thumb here. Typically, there's 3 parts of every single ad. Part 1 is going to be a hook, right? And the job of the hook is to stop the scroll. Then there's going to be a story, or we'll call it body, that's going to educate and entertain. And then a call to action, which is going to be whatever you want them to do, right? Click or message, whatever the thing is. But they should all have those 3 things. If this is the first time someone's met you and you're selling a coaching service or something like that, a story works really well here because you can relate to them too. So I'm going to put relate. That's really helpful so that people can trust you. Okay. And the cool part of this is you can have 5 different variations. And I encourage you to do that, especially when you're getting started. So just have all of them there. Like have different hooks. Some hooks are going to be the biggest indicator of success. So I would really just test different hooks at a minimum of 5 different ones so that the algorithm can find the right people for you. Okay. So that's what we'd have there. And we just have like 5. So if I just push add text option, I could do, same thing, but I would just I'm just going to call this, V2, right? And then version 2, and just keep doing that for all 5. Take your time with this, right? Take your time with this. And then call to action here, send message. I like learn more. That almost always does better than send message. So I always just keep learn more there. Okay. And then at the bottom here, just edit. You can edit this. I always like rules of thumb for messenger ads. If you're using them, just have 1 question. Don't have 3. And just keep it simple, right? So typically I'll have the word like, thanks for expressing interest in blank, right? Just click the link below to get the blank, right? And then question 1, you don't have to do, this is what they send you. So I'm actually going to put like free training. Okay, so just click the link below to get the free training, right? So then all they would have to do is push send. And when that happens, then you get a DM saying this person is interested in your free training. Pretty cool. So you could have in the automated response, like here is the link to the training. And then you can just like insert your link there. And then I'll follow up with you when I'm back online, right? And then when you're back online, follow up, see if they got the resource, see if they need help, book a call. Okay. Very, very, very simple. Okay. So once you'd have that set up, you wouldn't exit out like I just did. You post it, right? You'd have that there. And then once that's ready, all you do is push publish. Okay. You push publish. And what I do like to do is I like to have, like I said, 2 to 3 ads in this level. So once this thing is published, you can just come over here and you'll have the opportunity to just quickly duplicate it. And then you can have 3 ads in this. And typically after you duplicate it, let's just pretend that I did. All you would do is if this was ad 2 or ad 3, you just change the name to ad 2. And the only thing when you duplicate an ad that you'll change is just the image or video. Keep the primary text the same. Keep all of this stuff the same. The only thing we want to test right now when you're getting started is just having multiple images or videos for people to reach out to. Okay, that's how you would set up a Facebook ad. Now, what we went over right here was just messenger ads on Instagram. If you want to set up more traditional ads to your website where you have text and email automations and all of that, which you totally should, the only difference here is we're going to come back to a campaign level, and instead of clicking on an engagement campaign, we're going to click on leads. So we'll click on leads, go through manual setup. We're not going to do the recommended because that's not as good. We'll change this to optimize for lead. We'll still do free training. We'll still do April of 2024. We'll still do campaign ABO. Like I said, we set ours at $50 a day. And then when you come to the ad set level, here's the big difference here is that you go to website and then you need to set up conversion tracking on your website. Okay. That's not going to be in this video. That's going to be in a different video, but in there, you can set up your pixel on your website. So when someone opts in to your training, your website sends it back to Facebook saying this person is a lead. It's the only way that it can track it. Okay. That's again why one of the big reasons I like starting with messenger ads first is I can just ignore that. I don't have to deal with it. And then long term, when I'm ready, I can then run conversion ads. Okay. So once the ad was set up, you can create a conversion event for lead. So when someone opts into a forum, you would pick lead. You still got to pick your Facebook page and all of that, and everything else stays the exact same. Okay. If you're just trying to show this on Instagram, when you get down to the placements, again, we've got to edit this and then we can go manual placement and we'll just take off Facebook and Messenger, audience network, etc. And we'll just have it go to Instagram. Okay. Something to test here. Typically if you're going to run a conversion ad, I will run it on Facebook too, but test it, right? So once all that's set up, I would still name it again, similar. Let's just pretend that I filled all of it out the exact same way before. Lead. It was a 1% lookalike website visitors, 30 to 40, and it was also male, female. Okay, so that's there. And then when I set up the ads, it's going to be the exact same thing that we did with the messenger ads. Nothing really different about this. We're going to pick one ad, not multi-advertiser. We're going to have the primary text. We'll have the one image or video on this, and then we'll have 2 to 3 ads inside that ad set just by clicking the action menu and duplicating them out. Okay, so same thing. The only thing difference here is that you're going to put the page that you want them to go to get the free resource or learn more. And there's a headline section, which is kind of new. So headline really is only going to be applied when you're running ads to Facebook. So like if you go to Facebook and you see an ad, there's the copy at the top, there's the ad, and below it, there's a button and the normal little block there that's gray that has a headline. That's going to be there when you run conversion ads on Facebook. Okay. And for that, typically headlines, just rules of thumb is we want these to be direct. So it could be like, watch the free training today, right? That just tells them it's a call to action to do the thing. That works pretty well for these. Okay. And once all this is set up, push publish. Okay, so that's how you launch Instagram ads, right? Those are the two methods. We've got the boosted post method, and we've got getting into ads manager, getting your hands dirty and launching them from here. So again, running Instagram ads is a very vital part of most businesses now in our day and age. There are 2 billion people on Instagram every single day. There is an opportunity to get in front of those people and launch these types of ads. Now, if you're an online coach and you're looking for more help with this or want a better model for it, I will have a link below to a paid ads mini course that walks through from start to finish how to set up Facebook and Instagram ads using both of the strategies we shared today in this training in more detail. In that mini course, it's going to be a lot more step-by-step, shorter videos of 2 to 3 minutes going through each of the steps, how to set up accounts, how to duplicate campaigns, how to scale campaigns. All of that's going to be in the mini course below. So go check that out. Now, if you're not a service provider or an online coach and you try to join this community, you won't get in because I'm looking at every single answer and it's really only for online coaches. So if that's not you and you made it to this point in this video, thank you. I hope you guys learned something from this, but do not click the link below. That is primarily for online coaches. Okay, so that's all I've got for today. Thank you guys so much for your attention watching this video. If you guys have any questions, need any support, reach out to my team or check out that mini course link below.